I don't know, some of these names are just so weird. Like, because you saw the bats earlier, right?
Yeah.
You know what those are called?
What?
Guess. Again, it's really stupid.
Wings.
No.
Yeah.
Keys.
Well, yeah, I probably should have known that concerning the newer games.
What?
They're called keys, the newer games.
Well, I mean, if you haven't played the other games, like many people, this was your first introduction to Zelda. What in your right mind would anybody think to call that a keys? Because, like, a keys, like, I don't even know what that is. And, like, the spiders, the bouncing spiders, you saw those?
Yeah.
Those are called Tektites. What the frick even is a Tektite?
Spider, apparently.
I mean, according to this game, apparently. And, you know, these little guys around here, they cut off a lot of backtracking, and it can be very helpful to find some stuff. But I realized we have the jeez, can this guy stop hurting me? We have the candle weapon, which, you know, like the bombable walls, there are bushes you can burn, like how I did earlier with that one bush to find that shop. But you know, like I said, a normal bush looks exactly like a burnable bush, and I don't want to beat that bush for. I just realized that, like, we don't want to keep beating the bush. Oh, no, Jesus Christ! Oh man, what are we doing? So I don't want to keep talking about that for too long. Like, game's cryptic, we know, but you know, if you have a map, you know, shouldn't be that bad. Cause like right now, we're playing with guides, so we should be okay. But you know, I don't think it's gonna be that bad. I'm more worried that you'll get bored through this, cause like, you know, he's not playing this, so I just don't know.
I was rummaging through the drawers to find something to fiddle with.
Yeah, because mostly, see, like, we're in the part of the game where we're mostly just getting stuff to get better. Because, you know, you need this stuff in order to, like, get further. Like, the heart containers, they really help out a lot, especially in the later dungeons. Because those can be a nightmare. There's only... there's 9 dungeons in the game. That might sound like a lot. It's really not.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, there's the meat here. I know I could get it for cheaper, but, like, we're gonna need this meat item for, like, a stupid reason later on, but, you know, it should be fine. But,
what does the meat do?
Oh, when we get there, you'll see what it does, trust me. It's dumb, but, I don't know, it's fine. But, like, I mean, the music's pretty good to help pass the time.
Yeah.
He's the one that's got the headphones on, so he's listening to the overworld theme, which, you know, I mean, it's the overworld theme. It's basically, you know, everything that The Legend of Zelda is, you know, about. Because, like, it's a really good track. It's, like, maybe a little overused, like, just for this game, but, you know, I mean, good music is good music. I don't really care what anybody says. Do you have a favorite Zelda track? It doesn't have to be from this game, like any game really.
I know exactly what it is I'm thinking of. I can't for the life of me think of the name of it.
Is it older Zelda or newer?
I think it's newer Zelda. No, it's, from what I can think of right now, it's the trailer, the song that's in the trailer of Tears of the Kingdom. Yeah, that's probably my favorite song.
That is a good one.
I love the saxophone solo.
Yeah, that was yeah, Tears of the Kingdom. I really like that game. And Breath of the Wild too, which is interesting because Breath of the Wild actually based a lot of its design philosophy off of this game we're playing right now.
Yeah.
And since you're looking at this and comparing to Breath of the Wild, do you see where that is coming from?
Yeah, generally.
I don't think it's really... I think it's mostly because of the way it approaches gameplay. Like, most of these dungeons you can do out of order.
Yeah.
So, like, you don't have to do Dungeon 4 before doing Dungeon 3. Like, you can do... Most of them you can do in any order you want to. It's just really, you know... a matter of what you want to do, which I think is great. And I'm so happy it didn't take the design philosophy of not telling you anything. I mean, it doesn't tell you a decent stuff. Like, you have to actually go out to the game and look for it, but I don't know, describing it is not really doing it justice when you actually play the game. Cause like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Cause like, it's not easy explaining a game and, you know, playing it. Like, it's two very, very different things.
Yeah.
And this dungeon, I told you before we started, this dungeon's design, I don't think you're ready for what the map it looks like.
I can't wait.
It seems like it'd be out of left field. Did you get the sword from the old man on top of the waterfall? Yes, I did, dude. Look at that. You can actually hurt him. I don't know why. It's like, yeah, dumbass, I have the sword right here. This old dumb man. I don't know why I'm being rude to him. Like, he's trying to help you. And like, you stab him and he's like, hey man, what the frick? You're gonna stab me? I'm gonna shoot some fireballs at you, man.
Why don't you even kill him?
I've tried. That sounds horrible, I know. I mean, it doesn't matter how many hits, or if I hit him with the candle, he's not gonna... Nah, he stays. Which is fine, I guess. This is sounding really messed up the more I keep talking about it, so I'm gonna change the subject. But yeah, I was alluding to this dungeon's map. I would say take a wild guess, but I don't think you would even guess what it is, because it's so out of left field that I don't think that thought wouldn't come across your mind when you're playing a Legend of Zelda game. Do you have any... do I dare say you have any idea?
I have no idea.
I know we said that a lot, but... I mean, you know, the game is full of surprises, you know? You don't know what to expect when you're playing like this. God! Oh my god. Let me tell you guys, I cannot stand these enemies. These are called Dark Nuts. It's the weirdest name for an enemy I know, but it's just one of my most hated enemies in this game. Like, I hate them almost as much as Hammer Bros from the first Mario game, and that's saying a lot, because since you saw the Hammer Bros, especially in Lost Levels, we don't talk about the Hammer Bros in Lost Levels. Those guys were just horrifying abominations of game design. These guys, the problem with them is you can only hit them from the side or behind them.
Yeah.
If you hit them in front, they won't be damaged, but that wouldn't be a problem, except they keep freaking moving everywhere, and it just seems like they always know where you're gonna be, and it's where... Oh no. Get ready. Get ready. You ready?
Mm-hmm. Oh wow.
I don't think we can say what that is.
I think it'd be better if we don't.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's not... I know it's weird. It's not what we think it is.
It's not even the right symbol, though.
I mean, it's true. It's not. That's called a manji symbol. And it's apparently used for Buddhism purposes. Because, like, that symbol, you know, a lot of people, like, when you see that symbol, especially when it's, you know, flipped the other way, a certain person comes to mind. We won't say, but, you know, it just seems so weird, because, like, let's say you've never seen this game before, and then you get to that dungeon, and then you see that, and you don't know that it's based on, that it's a religious symbol. That's definitely going to raise some eyebrows. Which is weird too, because an interesting thing, I know they say don't bring up religion, that's one of the big things you don't bring up, but interestingly, for The Legend of Zelda, Miyamoto, I heard somewhere, I don't know if it's true, but especially in the first two Zelda games, like, what do you see on Link's shield?
Cross.
Yeah, that's a cross, because originally Miyamoto wanted Hyrule... I don't know if this is true or not, so just correct me if I'm wrong, But apparently Miyamoto wanted Hyrule's religion to be Christianity, which is quite interesting to say the least, especially when the later games, they don't really do anything with that. I don't know why. It's just a random tidbit. I don't know. It's fine. Anyways, regardless of that, interestingly, Nintendo of America, I'm surprised they let that slide because, you know, Nintendo in the 80s, when people were making games for the NES, there was certain, you know, rules that Nintendo of America had for a while, and eventually, you know, they got rid of them. But one of the rules was that you couldn't show any religious imagery, which, you know, I get, but, you know, it makes, you know, things like these kind of, you know, out of left field and out of nowhere, because, you know, it's like, they put these in here, but I actually didn't need to go in there. I don't think I did. Yeah, I'm using Rewind, because, you know, I don't want to waste a lot of time, because, you know, games like these, time is,
of utmost essence.
Of essence, yes, of course. So rooms like these, this is why we needed the candle, because the candle opens up dark areas, which can be, you know, helpful. But, you know, we have maps, so we shouldn't worry too much. How often do you see yourself having to look up a guide for games?
I really never really look up guides for games. I usually just try it myself, and if I figure something out cool, I usually look it up afterwards.
Yeah, because, like, I try to do that, especially later. I was really bad at this for a while, because, like, sometimes I would go around, and I would have no idea where to go. But the thing is, the worst feeling ever is when you look up a guide on how to solve a puzzle, and you feel so stupid afterwards, because it's like, oh my gosh, how did I not see that?
Like in Elden Ring, when I was doing New Game Pluses and trying to do specific like setups.
No.
And I do like Frenzy Flame, the ending and stuff, and I only use Frenzy Flame spells and stuff. I had to look up where all the spells were because I had no clue. I had like 2 of them.
Yeah, because like, I mean, I try my best not to do that. Like, I'll go for a while, but like, if I genuinely don't see myself ever going to figure it out, I'll just be like, look, man, I gotta find out how to do this. Because when I was playing Ocarina of Time a little while ago, I was in the Deku Palace, or the Great Deku Tree, and I was trying to find how to get this ladder to fall. And, but it makes sense, because, like, the mechanic they introduced in the same room is that you can knock stuff with the nuts. So, I don't know why it didn't click with me that I could just, you know, hit the ladder. But usually in stuff like that, there's usually, like, a glowing light or something as an indicator to help you with that. Which, I mostly need those, because, you know, I mean, it's not that I can't do it. It's just that now that games are significantly longer than what this game is, you know, sometimes you just really don't have time to just, you know, wander around aimlessly, because, like, you know, we got stuff to do, you know, it's just, you know, I mean, we like games, but, you know, we got other stuff to do, so it's, you know, and it's where, you know, you often think about, you know, should I abuse this type of stuff if it'll make me enjoy the game more. And I don't know, I'm kind of just rambling at this point, because, you know, like I said, you know, I'm trying not to run out of things to say.
Yeah, and I'm also not being a very great continuer of the conversation.
I mean, you've said some good stuff. I wouldn't say you're not contributing anything. I think you're just more, I assume you're observing everything just to know why this game is kind of a big deal.
Yeah.
And
I'm really just watching. I'm just trying to figure out what's happening.
yeah, because, you know, it's, you know, it being old, it is cool to see where, you know, all of this stuff is, because, you know, without this game, we wouldn't really have, you know, Elden Ring or any other kind of action-adventure game, really, you know?
Yeah.
In fact, I find it hard to determine what kind of game series you would call Zelda. Because originally, I thought they were RPGs. But apparently, according to some people, they're not. Even though it's weird, because, like, you know, you get stronger. You don't get experience points or level up. So it's like, if it's not an RPG, then what is it? And then people run around and say, oh, it's an action-adventure game. Where it's like, you know, but, like, what separates that from an RPG when I first heard about it? And I'm like, you can tell when a game is a certain thing. Like, when you play Elden Ring, you can tell clearly what kind of game it is, right?
Yeah. Legend of Zelda kind of feels like a soft-core Souls-like game. Like a very,
I assume Souls got a lot of their inspiration from Zelda.
I would assume that too.
Because, like, I don't know how old the Souls series is. I assume it's like, it can't be that old.
I really have no idea. First game might have been on the PS1. That might have been about when.
PS1?
Yeah, probably.
I was thinking
1 or 2.
I was thinking 2. Like, PS1 was like, you know, mid-90s.
I mean, I don't know when the first, I really have no clue when the first Soulsborne games came out.
I mean, it could be, you know, something... Oh, man, I just realized I was wasting a lot of time. I just realized, there's heart containers over here. And that screen in particular where you're going up the mountain, it's kind of problematic because as soon as you, like, go on that screen, the only way to get out is to... Oh, no, I wanted those bombs. Okay. The only way to get out is to go left, and you have to circle back around on the map, and that could be kind of a pain. But, you know, I had to get this heart container here. You know, it's just, it's really satisfying. I don't know why, in this game specifically, it feels really satisfying to get a heart container. And I think a decent bit of that had to do with the fact that I said earlier that, you know, it's an entire heart piece, and not just, you know, a quarter of it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's... Never get the red potion. Never get the red potion, because you can buy one from the shop that I showed earlier, and... What sucks is that once you pick one of those, you can't go back in for another. Like, so you'll be permanently locked out of getting that heart piece if you try to go for it again. So, best not to get that. And if my memory serves correctly, we actually have all of the heart pieces that we can get on the map. So the only ones we really need to worry about now is the ones inside the dungeons when you beat the bosses. So that should be fine.